Hello and welcome to the garden. Today it is definitely time for me to get my sweet corn in. Now, I haven't been very happy with this sweet corn. It's lark, so it's a hybrid. It's one of the few hybrids that I do sometimes grow a sweet corn. They have some advantages over the old open pollinated sorts, but these aren't great plants. I've had slightly patchy germination. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 cells out of 28 didn't come up. It's okay, but it's not great. And at least 2 of these plants are pretty rubbish. One of them looks like it's not going anywhere. And I'm a little bit disappointed. These are probably the worst sweet corn plants I've ever produced. Then they came up quick enough, I suppose. Maybe they were a little bit slow and they just hung around and they didn't do anything. I've had them in the polytunnel. It has been a little bit cool recently, but conditions haven't been so bad that I normally expect that sweet corn to romp away. It grows so quickly after it's germinated, and well, normally anyway. These did not. So yeah, I'm not overly impressed. The stems are a little bit thin and I've been waiting for these to sort of pick up, and in the last week, maybe only the last week, they've put on a big spurt of growth. However, they've now run out of fuel here, or at least they seem to have done. If I pick this thing back up again, you might be able to see that there's a little yellowing on these leaves here, or at least on some of them, maybe on the larger specimens, and they've probably just exhausted the food that was in this initial compost. So I need to get these in the ground, but I mean, they're not impressive plants by any means. I'm a little disappointed with these, but I've got what I've got, and I think maybe there are, let's say, I'll probably plant out 18 of these, and normally across my 4-foot beds here, I will squeeze in 4 across the bed, and maybe it's a little close, but it works out fine. I think because I haven't got so many plants here, I'm going to put 3 across, give them plenty of space, and yeah, that should be all right. So the bed here was prepared quite a long time ago in readiness for the, well, actually I was going to put leeks here. I've put those somewhere else, but the other crop would have been the sweet corn, so it's had a thick mulch of organic matter, so it should be in pretty good condition. But they are not looking entirely happy, so I'm also going to add a handful of fish blood and bone to this bed here, and hopefully they'll get their roots down into the fresh soil, and I expect after a week or 2 they will be away again, but we'll have to see how they do later. I like to see chunkier plants than that, and obviously I like to see green leaves and not those yellow stripy things, but we'll see how they do. Now I've got this part of a frame here, and I don't need it for this crop, but I think I'll just leave it in place. Can't be bothered to get rid of it right now anyway, but I think that will do. Right, so 3 across this time. Well, this soil looks to be in quite good condition. I'm happy with that. Oh, these don't want to come out. Yeah, I mean, there's quite a bit of root there, but actually not as much as I thought there would be. It doesn't look particularly robust. There are a couple of strong roots there, but it's not impressive at all. And probably a little deep. I don't know, I don't think these are good plants. I have no idea why. I used a reasonable compost mix for these because I know they're quite hungry plants, and just a light seed mix will soon run out of juice for these, but I don't know. They are not good. Their roots aren't great. But it may be that after a couple of weeks they get going. It's probably just as well that I'm spacing them out, giving them every opportunity to get some decent root going. Nah, not good. Right, a similar spacing this way will be fine, I think. This rail might even be in a handy position. I might be able to just tie the main stems to this rail as they grow up, because that will stop the wind from rocking them too much. Although that one's got slightly better roots on it. None of these are great. On a completely unrelated matter, I've got the first flowers coming on the tall peas here. Now this one is Mange 2 Carbe de Moussan, and it is an absolutely beautiful flower. If you look closely at all the markings on there, and the colour's just lovely. These are a stunning pea, all round great pea actually. But yeah, these are going to look great when they're in full bloom. This is the first pair to show up, and the aldermen have just started as well. Well, it's not quite the same as the other one, but it's a very pretty flower in its own right. But yeah, should be getting some nice pods on these pretty soon. So I always like to have a couple of spares, and yeah, I'm going to keep these two. This one is pathetic, and yeah, not surprisingly, almost no root to that. I don't know what was wrong with that. Looks like it's had a problem with its main root there, but that's useless. But these two, they will do as spares, and I don't suppose I've ever needed a spare sweet corn plant. Pretty much nothing can go wrong with them after they've gone out, but I'll keep these two anyway. But in order to keep them in reasonable condition, just in case they're needed, I will have to pot them on. Compost is falling apart here. It's probably because these were watered only last night. I hadn't decided to plant them out today, so I gave them a really good drop of water. It's made that compost a little bit spongy, and oh yeah, there you go, it's falling apart completely. That's why they're a little bit tricky to take out today. Right, I almost certainly don't need those, but I might as well have them. Anyway, that is all for that job, and that's all for this video. So thanks ever so much for watching, and bye for now.